What's up, everyone? I want to quickly talk about Mage rooms in Phase 2, specifically the two that are confirmed. So everything else that is not confirmed, I'm not going to talk about it. Let's just walk through it real quick. So Missile Barrage. This is a pretty familiar spell if you play Wrath of Lich King. Now this one is designed specifically for PvE. Um, I don't think it works well in PvP situation unless you are Arcane spec, which gives you 20% more chance to proc, like your normal Arcane Blast rotation, which is you cast one Arcane Blast and pump Arcane Blast. If you're lucky, you get one proc. You can cast your Arcane Blast right after it procs because it doesn't cost any mana. So, which means it does not affect your arcane surge damage, right? Um, this is pretty nice. It does add a little bit of firepower to arcane spec, but the other two spec, I don't think it works well. You probably have no choice. If you get proc, you probably will have to use it, but I don't suggest you to use it. Especially against class that can kick, like Shaman, Rogue, or Mage. You can easily get interrupted, and get locked into Arcane School, which is pretty bad. But for Arcane spec, you have the improved counter spell. So you can silence the target for 4 seconds, which gives you plenty of time, to cast your Missile Barrage. So I don't suggest you use Missile Barrage in either of the spec, Fire or Frost. I heard people talk about, you can like spam rank 1 Frostbow to proc it, but I don't think it's very practical. I would not suggest to do that strategy. So the second room, which is kind of interesting because we don't know the full detail of this room yet. So I'm getting 2 different versions of this rooms online. One is free cast, and the other one is cost like some mana. So depending on other informations about these rooms, such as like cast time, mana cost, it could probably change the whole dynamic of how Mage plays in PvP, especially for fire. If we think about how these rooms work, you basically you deal damage and it convert into healing, right? So fire is gonna have the most uptime of all 3 specs. You have the living bond tick, you have the burning tick, you have the shorter cooldown for fire blast. So in theory, fire is going to store the most energy of all 3 specs. So this one definitely gonna benefit fire the most, in my opinion. Doesn't require any channel time, so you can store energy while you are like kiting or walking. I think this spell is designed not only for PvE, because it included fire and frost, right? Normally you wouldn't go fire or frost as like healing spec into a raid. So we have to wait until phase 2 release to get more information on these rooms. But right now I think this is a pretty good room for Mage. Both PvP and PvE, I think it favors more in PvP. That's just my opinion. So please let me know which spec are you interested in most in phase 2, and which spec do you want to see the most in PvP. I'll definitely play all 3 specs and just kind of like test them out, see which one is gonna be better in phase 2.